It's time for me to give you a bit of an update on how my tomato plants are getting on. Welcome back to the Essex Allotment Farm. If you aren't familiar with my channel, my name is Alex. I'm a commercial organic vegetable grower here in the UK. I am sharing with you the trials and tribulations from the market garden as I prepare the veg to sell for my CSA veg box service and at stalls on farmers markets. As you can probably tell from behind me, I'm not at the farm today. I'm in my unit and I'm going to use this opportunity since it's freezing cold outside and with the risk of snow in the middle of April, beginning of April, which is a bit of a weird one, but there is a risk of snow. I'm going to use this opportunity to show you how my tomato plants are getting on. So let's jump straight into it and have a look. We'll start off out in the unit, believe it or not, where I haven't got any additional heat on at the moment, but I have got some moneymaker that was sown on the 1st of February growing on out in the unit, and this is purely to sort of test their capability of surviving in the colder overnight conditions. So as I'm filming this last night, it got down to, let's have a look actually. It got down to 6 degrees in here last night. And these moneymaker tomatoes, whilst the growth is a lot slower and they're a lot smaller than the plants indoors, they are surviving. So that is a little bit of an experiment. I wasn't necessarily planning on growing any moneymaker, but I sowed them anyway just to give them a bit of a trial. So if I do get a few plants out of this, it will be an added bonus. So they're my first ones, and that is how they are getting on. That is moneymaker. Just as we are walking inside to go and have a look, I should say that I'm trying quite a few bush varieties this year. With a very limited polytunnel space, I need to grow some of them in low tunnels, and obviously it's easier to protect short and stocky plants in low tunnels than it is the big cordon varieties. So we'll jump straight into having a look, and we'll start with a couple of the bush varieties that I am growing. So here they are. These are how my plants are getting on, and these are Garden Pearl. They were sown on the 16th of January. They're arguably the biggest and furthest along. Traditionally, these had been grown in hanging baskets or in troughs for them to hang down, but I'm going to grow them as a bush variety in the ground under some low tunnels, as I was trying to describe a minute ago. This is actually a cordon variety. I picked up the wrong ones, and I've also written the wrong name on them. They are Pink Berkeley. These are some seeds that were kindly sent to me all the way from Canada, and they are a climbing variety that, again, I will try and grow outside. They are a little bit shorter. I planted them a little bit later because, as I said, I'm not rushing to get my tomatoes out, as I will be growing a lot of them outside and outside under low tunnels. Those first two varieties were both started indoors and germinated in heat. They're pricked out and potted on into those seed trays. There's 72 of each variety. One, obviously the first one, Garden Pearl, being a bush, and the other, which was Pink Berkeley, being a climber. Pink Berkeley is a heirloom variety, and it's really interesting looking, and I've never come across it before, but as I said, someone from Canada sent me those seeds, so I thought it'd be rude not to give them a go. And when I did a bit of research into them, they're a fantastic looking sort of fat, juicy beefsteak tomato, so they'll look great in CSA boxes or on the market stall. Back to the bush varieties, and this is Baby Boomer, which is a red cherry variety, again germinated on heat, pricked out into these trays. I've got 72 of these plants, and they are grown on in a conservatory in sort of like a south facing windowsill. Again, really nicely come on. They've got a couple of stragglers that are a little bit behind, but I guess that's just to do with positioning and getting sunlight crowded out. But on the whole, they are pretty healthy plants. You can see that they're desperate for a bit of a drink and a bit dry, but that's because we've had some good weather. Finally, in the lineup so far, we have got golden grape. These are the healthiest looking plants by far. They're short, they're stocky, they're a dark green, and they're exactly what I expect them to look like at this stage. Again, like all the trays, there's a couple that haven't quite gone at the same speed, but I'm sure they will catch up. It always tends to be the trays on the edge, so I don't know if my watering's not great or it is just to do with the sunlight. So that is what I've got growing on at the moment as far as tomatoes. I've got another 8 varieties that I've sown in the last week, and they're just beginning to sort of come up through the surface. But I'm only doing 30 plants of each of those 8 varieties, not as many as I've got now. So what I've sown so far will be my stock tomatoes. The reason I've not gone mad early doors is because I'll be growing a lot of my tomatoes outside this year with limited amounts of protection. So there is no point in starting them early, getting big, massive, leggy plants that are stuck on windowsills and stuck inside waiting for the weather to improve. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this really quick video. It was just to give you an update of how my tomato plants are getting on. I'll give you an update of some of my other seedlings and how they're getting on in the next few videos, but I'm going to do them over a series of short, sharp videos rather than one big, exhausted, long video where you get bored halfway through. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on the farm again soon, and hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye bye.